Good afternoon, Facebook family and friends. This is Mike Sneed coming to you again. I don't have a really name of these segments now. I'm just gonna just come talk. Maybe they'll morph into another segment as I get more into the things that I'm doing. But I want to come back. This one I got entitled Back on Track. The reason I said that, the last time I spoke to y'all, I was pretty down about some of the information, feedback I was getting back from friends and family about videos, about business and stuff that I was doing. So what I decided, I went out this past week. I took a week. I went out to Florida, to the Tampa Bay, St. Pete area. Stayed out there a week for a conference that we have. Once a year, if you're in businesses, you will notice that most of the time you'll have like a yearly conference. If you go to those yearly conferences, I suggest that you go, because one, you'll get around a lot of the industry leaders, the people who are the movers and shakers within your industry, and that's where you'll find your mentors. And also it give you you get to share good work practices amongst your businesses. So you get to see, they'll tell you things that they're doing, innovation and stuff that you can bring back into your business and implement it, and you can share things that you're doing in your business that you have found that are working well. You share it with them, they can take it to their business, and y'all grow together. So that's where I was at. I was out in Florida for a week. Enjoyed it. I got to get out there and talk to some of my mentors again. I got to have lunch with an outstanding mentor of mine. He's one of the leaders in appliance repair field, wrote a lot of books about it, pretty much the standard for service and everything. He pretty much developed it in this in my field. So I got to have lunch with him and another family, and to talk to them and to hear their stories was very, 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 very uplifting. Because what happened when I was talking to them, they started telling me their stories, and believe it or not, their journey is almost identical to my journey. So everything that they had problems with, I had problems with, and so then that gives you a good feeling, because now you know you're passing some of the same landmarks and monuments that they passed, so you know you're on the right track. So talking to them, and we sharing each other's stories, laughing and stuff, was very good. To see all the companies that came back out there, for the last 5 or 6 years when I used to go to the conferences, everybody was all about automating everything and downsizing. They didn't want to have employees. They want to get as small as possible. They're all about eliminating the staff. But this time it was a totally different vibe. Everybody was there, and everybody was talking about how they was hiring, how they're getting away from automation. You're starting to notice now, when you start calling companies, you're not getting the auto attendants as much anymore. You're starting to be able to speak to actual individuals again. A lot of companies have found out that so many people went automated that the public are tired of doing automated stuff. They now want to talk to companies where they can actually speak to an individual. So now they're bringing actually individuals, and they're getting away from where we used to have the virtual assistants, where we used to go overseas and get the Philippines and everybody else to answer our phone. People are actually bringing Americans back, and they actually are paying them top money, because they figure out, hey, if I bring this American young lady in or man in and let them do be my customer service representative, I'm seeing an increase in my sales and stuff, because people are now coming back to me and going away from the auto attendants and the virtual attendants or somebody that's not stateside. So I actually saw that shift. Other thing too that we do when we go to these conferences, places like Google and Amazon and stuff, they're constantly changing their algorithms on how you search and how you get seen on the internet and stuff. So it's not really a course you can take to actually learn those things. That's something you have to actually be doing. So that's another thing I was telling people about education. By the time somebody write a book and put together a course or put together a program to teach you education about something like programming or Google AdWords or how to get into the organic search of Google, by the time they do it, Google changes daily, weekly, maybe a couple of times a day. By the time they do something like that, it's obsolete. It's old technology. So in order to do it, you have to actually be in there working on it. So we had the Google reps to come out and talk to us, tell us about the changes and stuff that are coming, what to expect in the next couple of years, so you can get your company set up and going in the right direction, so you won't be caught flat-footed when those changes happen. So that was really good. Also, while I was out there, I noticed that a lot of my friends, when I stepped back, I noticed a lot of my friends was starting to see a lot of increases now. So friends that I've been talking to for the last couple of years and stuff, people who might have been coming on and looking at some of these little broadcasts that I've been doing, and we talk back and forth, and some of them have actually started trying to do, not trying, they actually are doing it. They're doing the same thing that I'm doing, and I'm seeing they're getting the same results I used to get. And I was so happy. One of my friends, he went to a conference for one of his business. He just started a business. He went out to a conference too. Wasn't that far from me. He went to a conference there too, and he had started another business. And remember, I always used to tell y'all years ago, you gotta have multiple streams of income. So when one thing is down, the other income picks it up and keeps you afloat, and you don't have any downtime. So anyway, because he was away from one business, but he had started another business, he had made several $1,000s away at a conference doing nothing, because his other business kept him up when he was at his other business, and that made me so happy. I was like, man, he winning at it now. He got it. And I was telling him, man, just wait until all your streams of income start coming in at the same time. You get flooded, where you got, it's almost like when we have these big rains or hurricanes, and all this water come rushing in at one time. Well, same thing happen in your business. You'll get to a point where they'll sync up sometimes, and you just get cash just coming in from all your revenue streams, and that's the best feeling in the world. And I just told him, I said, just wait, man, till you get to a point where all of them, you hit a lick and all of them sync up together, and they just dumping cash on you. It's gonna be the best feeling in the world. But to see that he has multiple streams of incomes coming in now, to be on the chat lines and stuff with my other friends about business, and seeing their business is growing, seeing the growth of them as business owners, the conversations, it just, this last 2 weeks has really been good since I stepped away and actually got away from here for a while and was able to clear my mind. The other thing too, I'm finding out since I got back, I've had more people calling me, asking me, hey, Sneed, you said something about starting an LLC. I need to start an LLC. Can you walk me through the steps? And I'm starting now to walk more people through the steps of creating LLCs. Used to be no slight on anything with friends and anything like that, but it used to be, might would go to the barbershop sometimes. The conversation might have been, who the best amongst all African American men. We sitting there. Our conversation might have been debating who was the best 5 rappers of all time, or who better, LeBron, Kobe, or Jordan. That used to be the conversation. But today, I step into the barbershop. The conversation I'm having with the barber is he going Monday to start his LLC, and what's the advantages with the taxes, how he can structure it. That's the conversation we're having now. It's no longer we're talking about the stuff we talked about in high school. Now we're having grown man conversation in the barbershop. So it is starting to spill over now. And I think people are coming. I might have been a little too harsh the other week with those people who were trying to get at me. But the people the last couple of weeks have really been really inspirational and lift me up. So it's really been good. The other thing, while I was out in Florida, I was in the airport and stuff, and talking to people, and people ask me, what you doing here? What are y'all doing? When they see us going out as groups, and I would tell them, yeah, most of us are appliance service owners and stuff, and they're asking me, about the business owners and stuff, and I would tell them about the group that we had just started, amongst the 10 friends of us starting businesses. And believe it or not, a young lady that's in Tampa, they have some historical festival, some I guess similar to the Essence Festival, or something like every year. They have a big festival, a heritage festival or something. Well, anyway, she would like for us to come there and actually do a seminar and actually speak about our experiences and how we put our businesses together and whatnot. So I told the group about it at our last meeting. So if they get back in touch with us and stuff, and it correlates with our schedule and stuff, that might be our vacation. We go down there, take our families and stuff, and we'll go there and do a seminar for them. They want to have like a little thing where people can come ask us questions and we speak and stuff. So we'll go down there and do that. So happy about that. So the other thing I want to talk about is my rental property. Well, the rental property so far is going well. I got my contractor. I got one of my friends. She had started like a design business, an interior and exterior design business. So I'm gonna let her do all the designs and stuff on my houses and whatnot. Collect first rent check came in. The guy paying early, I guess. So I got my first ever rent check. Happy about that. So I'm going down this weekend just to talk to him and tell him what my plans are, see any concerns he got. If nothing major going on with that property and stuff, I'll go ahead and fix up some of the stuff that's in there. He seemed to like the property and he doesn't want to leave. He sent the rent early and they haven't complained or anything. So I go there and look. If it's something I don't think nothing major going on, I might just let him keep staying there while I renovate the other ones and if it's not a problem. So I know this weekend after I go there and take a look, and then I have my designer to go out to my other properties that I'm getting ready to start designing, and she's gonna give me she's gonna do a layout on the best way for me to lay out the interior of the houses and stuff. I got some ideas that I've written out, but I'd like to see her approach, and then from there I give it to the contractor. From the contractor, he'll give me a good hard estimate on what it would cost to get what needs to be done. From that, I'm gonna go back to the group, tell the group this is what it's gonna cost to get it done. If the group is willing or want to, they might vote to go ahead and work on it. We got a couple other business opportunities on the table that might be a lot more. That might be more compatible to our group than this. So we'll see. We got more information coming in from that group, from that business opportunity. So if they decide to go, I'll bring y'all along with it. If not, depending on the prices and stuff, I might have one. If they don't want to, if the prices is where I'm happy at it and I can do everything myself and cash flow it, then I'll do it myself, and I'm still gonna bring everybody along to look at that journey with those houses and stuff, and see how that goes. And it should take to do everything. Should take me about, maybe, I'm thinking anywhere between 5 to 10 years, but I'm gonna try to do maybe 1 or 2 per year. Bring everybody along. And what this is actually, I'm transitioning from. I'm at the point now where I'm starting to make the transition to my retirement age. And what you're gonna start to see me do now is start to create more assets and purchase more assets to start putting my money places where I can store it. You're gonna see me start buying more assets to generate income, because I'm getting to the point now where I'm getting ready to step away, and I'm hoping by the time I'm turning 55 that I'm totally out of the hands-on stuff. And I'm doing more like my mentors and stuff are doing, where they're actually more mentorship, where they got their businesses taken care of. They're able to go to the conferences and mentor people, travel the country, mentor people, and help people. And that's why I started to make my transition. So like you noticed, maybe earlier today, if you looked at my Facebook page, you see I posted some documents I bought. I've talked to my mentors and stuff. This has been about maybe several months ago. A lot of them buy paintings and other assets that they keep their coins. I collect coins also, currency. So what happened? I said, well, maybe I want to get into buying paintings or something I can buy those assets, hold them, they go up in price, and instead of just having money set in the bank, I said I'll buy some paintings, some original art, decorate the house with it, and then later on can leave it to my kids. Kind of like the thing Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, about buying art and all that. So I said I'd do that, but started looking at art. I didn't care much about art. I look at it, but it doesn't really move me. But I talked to one of my mentors. He buys historical stuff, like stuff like letters from George Washington, people he admired. He buy their stuff and he frame it and put it in his office, and he hold it, and it holds value like art and stuff. It's authentic and people are verified. It holds value. It goes up in value. So I said, man, that sounds good. So after the last couple of months, I've been actually out looking for stuff like that. And I was able to get one piece about 2 weeks ago. I purchased it. It arrived today. I was able to get a letter that from one of the people I love so much. I read his book all the time, and I just idolize this guy. That's Booker T. Washington. I was able to get a letter to Booker T. Washington, actually handwritten, on Tuskegee letterhead, to the investors in the school. There was an investor school. He was giving them the annual report. So I was able to get that, and that's my first piece. I've also been negotiating a letter Frederick Douglass was writing, corresponding when he was getting nominated for the vice presidency of the Republican National Party. When they was nominated, he was writing letters back and forth, and I found a guy who has one of those letters that Frederick Douglass wrote. Not trying to negotiate him with a price, and also I'm trying to get one of Marcus Garvey's pamphlets that he had when he was teaching the students his curriculum. He had a pamphlet that he wrote notes and stuff in, and that he used and carried. I found a guy who has that, and I really want that. I really want it. I want to read the notes and stuff, maybe see what he was thinking, and then just to be able to hold it and say, okay, that's something that Marcus Garvey had in his hand and he was teaching from. So I'm negotiating with a guy trying to get that information from him too. So as I start to collect other assets like that, I'll bring y'all along. I'll share it along with you. Like I say, right now I'm starting to make the transition, getting ready to get my assets and stuff together, moving towards retirement in about 10 years. Start maybe just doing mentorship and stuff like that. But the businesses are going well. I told you about 3 months ago with my appliance business, I went in so I can get some up-to-date information so I can write a book. I'm about halfway done with the book now. I'm actually coming back out of the truck in about a month. I got my new technician. He's going to start Monday. I'll be training him. I'm not going to put him on Facebook and stuff, but I have that in the book on how to bring in a technician, how to train him. So I start on that section of the book, and then once I get done with him training and stuff, I'll be back out of the truck, and I'll just be running my businesses again and looking for other opportunities. And I'll start just doing on Fridays. I take Fridays off, and on Fridays I just start doing like an updates on Facebook Live. So every Friday I come to you and give you like an update of where I'm at and where I'm going. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you got any questions, please feel free to email me, and I get the questions answered as soon as possible. And oh yeah, the other thing too, I was talking about everybody seeing increases. Everybody in the group, every time we come back to a group meeting, somebody else is getting some type of offer, or they've got some type of increase in their finances and stuff. Everybody is seeing an increase. Even so that I do consulting work, and I haven't had a new consulting client I know in probably 7 or 8 years. But last week I got a call from a major company wanting me to do consulting again, and wants me to do some consulting for them, and that might work out. So with that, I don't quite tell the consulting part of it, but it would be a major company. Well, I actually start doing some. I might be able to start doing some consulting from them. We're still trying to work out some stuff. If that get worked out, I picked me up another major client to do consulting work with. So everything is just going excellent now. And now, like I was telling them at the barbershop, now is the best time, better than ever, to actually start a business, especially with the new tax laws for business owners. If you got a business now, this is a sweet spot to be in with the changes, with the tax advantages you're gonna be able to get from owning a business. So if you're gonna ever get into it, this is the time you need to start making that transition. While now everything is starting to grow and there's a lot of money out there coming around. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, one of the consulting companies one of the companies I do consulting for, I was having some, and I needed a W-2, and I needed to get health insurance. So what I done, I gave them a big cut in the price on what I normally charge for doing that consulting. If they just so they would put me on their payroll, and that they would also allow me to get free health insurance through their company health insurance. So they were willing to do that, and I've been doing that with them for about maybe 8-9 years, and I never really looked at the W-2 that they sent me. I just sent it to the accountant. But this time I looked at the W-2 and I saw this line item, DD, and it was and under the DD it was just as much money. And I said, what's DD? I don't see what that is. And it was just as much money as I was charging them to do consulting was up on the DD. So I started reading the back of the W-2, and it was a health insurance. And now they're charging you, including health insurance on your W-2s like it's your salary. So you got to pay taxes on that. And I started looking at how much the health insurance costs and stuff. And I'm wondering, how can somebody, average person, working, making $40,000, $50,000 a year, actually pay that and be able to pay the cost of health insurance? Because the health insurance, like I said, they give it to me for free. I never even cared nothing about it. But this time I just happened to look at it because W-2 came, and I was sitting around. That health insurance, it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I said, man, and on top of that, I was in a car accident, you remember, this past summer. And even with them paying that much money for health insurance for my family and myself, I still came close to about maybe $15,000, $20,000 out my pocket almost. For my surgeries and all that, even with what they had paid last year. So I didn't see the good Lord, what I'm getting from the health insurance, and you paying all that money and they don't cover anything. So now's the time. Like I said, if you not in business and stuff, don't quit your job. Stay at your job. But you need to start trying to look into making some transition into business ownership or something, because now is the time to go, because money has been made. Tax money is coming back, and man, oh man, I'm starting to see it now. So, all right, thank y'all again for tuning in. And like I said, like the video if you like it, and if you have any questions or concerns, just email me or text me, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you.